Today we are traveling from MCO in Orlando to New York JFK Airport. We're starting our trip here at the Aviation car rental return at Terminal B. I've made a video about how to get to this parking garage. I'll leave a link in the description. There's a tunnel here under the road that takes you to the terminal. Then you take a lift up and then you are directly at the Delta check-in area, or ticketing as they call it. I'm Chris, and my wife and I travel a lot, both for business and pleasure, and sometimes we combine them and do them at the same time. We've gotten so much from our past travels that in 2024 I started vlogging our trips, and we decided to share it on YouTube. If you enjoy the videos, please like and share the videos. And it really helps us to grow the channel. And please do share your own experiences in the comments, or if you have any questions to ask me, leave a comment. We are flying on Delta Airlines in their domestic first class, and next to the regular trip report this week, we are also going to go through the numbers. Hopefully the numbers make sense, and it will explain why we are traveling in first class on this 2-hour flight. We are flying in a domestic first, and we can use the Sky Priority check-in here at the Delta counters. It wasn't too busy, and we were helped very quickly. Security wasn't too busy at this time of the day. And everything is going well. MCO is really not that bad of an airport, but certain international flights now arrive and depart at Terminal C. I have made a video on how to travel between the terminals, and I will also link that in the description. And now it's sadly time for the last ride of the holiday, which is the train that will take us to the satellite of the sea gates. We don't have lounge access despite traveling in first. That is not something which is basic here in the US, but our credit card gives us access to the Delta Club lounge. Rules have changed. We get now 10 free visits per calendar year, which before was unlimited. This lounge always seems quite busy, but we found a seat and we could relax now. The lounge has a buffet, which I really don't use after seeing how some people act and treat the shared food. It's a decent selection of food and also some cookies, but I'm going to stick with the coffee today. The lounge does have a full bar and also its own restrooms in the back. No delays, so we're going to head out to the plane, which is now quite a familiar walk to the gate. We have flown this route about 4 times, MCO JFK that is. Delta is really the only main airline with a direct connection to JFK. American, which you have also taken in the past, goes to JFK, but you have to connect in Charlotte. United only flies to New York, which of course is their New York hub. None of the low-cost airlines fly to JFK directly, and they do fly of course to New York, but not JFK. We are flying on a 7-year-old Airbus A321, a 211 to be exact. This is not a Neo, but comes with the General Electric CFM 56 engines. That one is for the geeks. Domestic first class seats are in a 2-2 configuration, whilst the regular configuration for the rest of the plane is 3-3. Business or first in the US is much better than in Europe, and we of course have a Euro Business, which is also in a 3-3 configuration. However, they do block the middle seat there. The seat has plenty of legroom, and there's a bottle of water waiting for you as you get to your seat. I do find these seats from Delta quite comfortable.
Hello and welcome aboard. We want to thank you for flying with Delta. As we celebrate our centennial anniversary, we're looking forward to serving you for another 100 years.
We departed with a 20-minute delay, which seems to be the norm these days, as we watch the safety briefing on our own screen. They do provide earbuds for the flight and supply free entertainment like live television, but also movies and TV shows. So as promised, let's go through the numbers before the meal. After the meal I will tell you if I think if it's worth it. Delta is the only one that flies directly on this route, as I explained earlier. We stick with this one because I don't fancy missing a connection or transfer between airports within New York, so this was really our only option. I bought a one-way ticket 6 weeks before our departure, and it cost us $293 US. Comparing it to a Delta main ticket for the same flight, that is $133. However, we are traveling heavy with 4 checked bags, and that would add an extra $80, bringing the total ticket cost for $213. So the price difference between first class and the main cabin is $80. So those are the figures. After the meal review I will explain why we actually prefer to pay the extra $80 and fly first class on this flight. We didn't get a pre-takeoff drink. I'm not sure if that is now the policy or if we were just unlucky. Let me know in the comments if this is the case or not.
Airplane food review. Business class edition.
We did get an after takeoff drink. I had a gin and tonic, and in my case it came with a snack. I pre-ordered the curry, which was actually not too bad. It came with rice and spinach. Also there was a salad with balsamic vinegar and a brownie that looked like a hockey puck for dessert. Fortunately it tasted much better than a hockey puck. My wife, who is a celiac, so has to eat gluten-free, got a gluten-free meal. Other than it really looked bad, but the chicken was not too dry, and the quinoa was also alright. It had some flavor to it, but a bit boring. She got some fruit as a dessert and also a side salad. So as promised, I will explain why I do think it's worth to pay the extra $80 for the first class ticket. You do get an extra wide seat with plenty of legroom, and as a couple we have no strangers sitting next to us, which we really like. We also get a meal, maybe not the best, but it does the job. Also the drinks are free, and 2 checked bags are included into the price. You also get a priority check-in, which can be a lifesaver on busy days. So all in all, I think it's worth it. Of course, airplane ticket prices are variable, not only when you buy it, but also on which flight you buy it. This flight really suited us very well, but the next flight would have cost us $794, so that was of course a no-go. So my advice is do check the other flights on the same day, on the same route, because the prices do fluctuate quite a bit. Also, buy the tickets as early as possible. The rest of the flight was really uneventful. The cabin crew was very good this time. Sometimes this can vary with airlines, but we were lucky this time. It wasn't all good. The window gave me grief videoing. It was very scratched up, and if the sun hits at a certain angle, the camera can't focus, so the landing video is ruined. So apologies for that, and a double bummer as we landed on 31 left. This is a runway I've taken off quite a bit, but never landed on. If you like landing videos, I do have a playlist with all my landings in full on my channel.
The aircraft to a complete stop at the gate. Please be careful when opening overhead bins to avoid injury from items that may have shifted during flight, and please ensure you have all of your personal belongings before leaving the aircraft. As we taxi to our
Well, for those that watch me more often, I also have a moan about getting to the furthest gate and the longest walk to the baggage area, and today wasn't anything different this time here at Terminal 4. Let's do a time lapse of the full walk. The baggage was already on the belt once we arrived. Schiphol, are you watching? This was very impressive. We didn't have to wait an extra 40 or 50 minutes for our luggage. We are flying to the UK early in the morning tomorrow. Usually we stay at the TWA for this layover, but this time we decided to change things up and go offsite to the Marriott JFK hotel. The hotel is 4 miles from the airport, which is about a 10-minute drive by Uber. So thank you for watching. We will do a review on the JFK Marriott Hotel, and that will come out in a future video. Bye bye.